Hi everyone, this is Irakli, aka Uväll. For Home of Sound, let's get started with the kick drum. So, for kick drum and most of my drums, I use Dramazone. So, let's see how I make the kick drum. Here is the kick drum, which I adjusted here. So, I'm gonna show you why it's adjusted like this. So, attack, we need to have it with a more high end in the kick drum and have some kind of punch. Here we have a decay, which is really important as well, to have like good amount of decay, so it gives us some low frequencies, which is really good to blend with the bassline after. So tuning it here with the tune, we can make it more sound like more 808 kick drum if we want, or we can make it more 909. And this can also work like together. Sometimes I have heard the techno track which goes down with the more 808 drum, and this is what's happening. They put it down on the 0 and then make it go again with the in the middle, which is more like 909. Here we have a pitch, and you just adjust it how your ears are enjoying, you know, like everybody used to tell me use your ears in my beginning days, and I would never understand what this would mean. Of course I'm using my ears to make them sound better, but as I became more minimalistic with everything, then I understood that it's all about hearing, and you really need a good headphone or good monitors, and also a good room for sure. If you are using monitors, everything is heard in the right way. In my case, my headphones are doing great job, and as I'm listening to this kick drum right now, it sounds perfect for me. So it's a good beginning stage. So it's clipping right now. Let me put down the volume a bit. So what I do when I'm happy with the result of my kick is that I take this kick drum and record it into audio like this. Here we take, mostly it's like on the external, we take it on the resampling, or you can also just choose the input from here. What I would do right now is resample and just put it on a solo, so it only records the Dramazone kick. Four bars are enough, and we can now turn on the Dramazone. So here we have the kick. Yeah. So what I would do now, and I have already done this and I'm not gonna change this anymore, is that let's take a simpler from Ableton, and I just take this and put my kick drum here. As I have already created kick drum which is very similar to this, I'm gonna show you how it sounds here, and all these adjustments I have done I'm gonna go through after this. So here is how it sounds. Sounds like -6, you can see -6 here. And what I do is I put it on a complex because it sounds the best in a complex. Then I do a bit of fade out, so it does not have any kind of click from the other kick. You see here, because I use slicer, so it slices all of my sounds in a perfect way. So yeah, I have a one shot here. Then I do a bit of fade out, put the transpose on 1, or it can work in many different ways. It's fully up to you how you like it to sound. Then what I do is I apply EQ. So this way it becomes much more sublime sounding. So what I do is like I find the perfect frequency, doing a bit of notch, because there is a mud in the mid frequencies that I don't like, and I try to pull it off. So here is more mid-range frequencies which I want to take down. But what I would suggest you to do is just create notches like that and see where it sounds best. So here I would say it's perfect. The way I had it done before, it's perfect. And what I do here is that I cut the low end on 50 Hertz mostly. Some other samples if you use, or if you create a different kick from different drum machine, they always have different frequencies coming from the kick itself. You just have to check out which is the best way or best place to have, like best spot to have the kick drum in. Then what I do is I put the compressor. In this case, this is very similar to G-Bass compressor of Ableton, but I use SSL compressor, mono for sure, because we don't need our low end to be stereo. So what I do is I put the threshold on 4 mostly, because it takes my sound, it makes my sound, you see? It gets up in the mix. So that's what I like to do with the compressor. With the attack, I'm not fast, I'm like in the middle, and also with the release, I'm in the middle. This way you can create it more punchy, like this. In the end, what I do is I put the trim on 2 maybe, or put it up as you wish. So it's not clipping here, but in my case it's clipping right now. So what I would do is I will just put the gain on 10 decibel. Then what I do is I put the saturator. So medium curve or soft sine here is really putting up the sound in a good way and making it much warmer. And the low frequencies, put the bass up a little bit. Weight would be like 25. And yeah, like this is saturated and compressed kick. And then we make it go through the amplifier from Ableton as well, with the bass preset in it. So it makes really good low frequencies. And this is enough for me as a punchy kick. But then what I do is I will take all these adjustments I have made here, layer the kick, and what is the different in here is only I don't put it on a complex mode here. I just use bit mode here. Then normally your sample will be on this mode, and I put this on this mode, and the transient envelope would be on 25. So I only have the transient coming from this kick. You see? No low end at all, just the transient. So it creates more full sound. Without it, it's not enough. With this, I like how it's sounding. And here is another layer, which is exactly the same, just 2 octaves down. So here we have the same, everything is same. I don't want to layer any different sounds. I just want to create this sublime kick as loud as possible, so it cuts through the mix without clipping. And it's a perfect starting point for my kick drum. So I'm gonna turn this off first and put it on a solo. So yeah, here we got the kick. Then what we need is a bass line. So I'm gonna show you how I created the bass line. Here I have the bass line from the Massive X from Native Instruments, and MDD Snake, which is a perfect sequencer for me. You can do many things with it, and I'm gonna put it on right now. So here we have a bass line, and we can go up to more mid frequencies. But as you see, I'm layering everything, so I like to record the sub bass at first, which was recorded here, and I'm gonna record it again just in front of you so you understand what I do. So here we have the bass line, and I want to record it here in the sub bass. So here is the bass line. Yeah, and now I'm gonna record a bass line. Four bars are enough for everything. So here we have a bass line already, and now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna record more mid-range frequencies for the bass line, so it's more full with the mid-range frequencies, and we don't need to put too much percussions for the low end to make it more full. So what I do is I just do one bass line, get some sub frequencies out of it, and then record more mid-range frequencies, so my bass line is full of the frequencies, if it makes sense. So let's go. Okay, so here we have this already. But as you see, this is the same. I just did the looping here. So what I do with my bass line is that here, as you see, it's on the 0 and everything. And what I do is I tune it with the kick the way it sounds the best. You see? Like this way. This way we have the sub bass, but it's not doing the job to create perfect low end, in my opinion. So here we have the sub bass, and now let's go through the processing of the sub bass. So what I do here is I cut it on 50 hertz as well, and maximum make a high pass until 120 hertz, no, low pass until 120 hertz. So it's only the sub bass, you know, not any more mid-range frequencies. Then, to make it really easy for you to understand, and what I do is I copy this same compressor, same saturator, and same amplifier on the sub bass as well, and just do the adjustments how I like it more. If I copy and paste it here, maybe it doesn't sound perfect for me. So what I do is I change here, maybe make it soft sine, and always on the bass preset when we are going with the low end. And here we also have the mono output because we don't need it to be sounding stereo. But here I have a side chain going on from the kick drum, but never do it on a group, because then it side chains too much and you cannot really get the right frequencies, in my opinion. So we have the side chain going here from the kick drum, from the first kick drum, the main one, to the sub bass. So let's see. Let's see how it sounds without the effects. It does not sound bad, to be honest, but now we have only sub bass coming out. Then it creates more mono, not the wide sound, which we don't really need in the low end. And let's see, here we have the same 4 on the threshold. On the makeup I put it like double of the threshold, and yeah, attack and release, just a slow attack, like middle attack, not really slow, and faster release. So ratio is always in the middle, and here, as you see, I didn't really need to put the gain up to the compressor. So yeah, just put it on the analog as well, so it gives more analog frequencies and it sounds really good. And the mix always on the compressor from the kick and the sub bass and the bass line, everything, when I put the compressor, it's on the 100% mix. So yeah, now we have the sub bass with the EQ and the compressor. Then we add the saturator, so it puts the sound up more in the mix. Just with the 150 frequency, my bad, 150 hertz, and yeah, almost the same adjustments. Then we add the amplifier. And it gets more lower frequencies in the mix, and this way it's not clipping anymore. Otherwise, without the sidechain, let's see, does not sound bad, but it sounds much better and much more in the mix than before. Just remember that in the beginning all these sounds are not going to sound good, but you need to mix it down. And what I do is I mix it down in the process. I don't like when I'm mixing down the track after creating the track already, because then it gets much harder. So I prefer to mix it down in the process, and that's why it takes me like 5-6 hours to create a track that sounds like not good, not bad, but normal.